interesting piece for sure.
Sometimes it's the most unlikely of mementos that mean so much.
How many people have one of them?
For the Rushton family, it's this, a tiny piece of metal long embedded in the leg of Canadian War veteran Roy Rushton.
Pretty tough guy, I would say.
For fear of health complications, it was never removed. That is, until his death, when his wife Margaret requested it be.
It's a souvenir piece of him, like.
You see, Roy Rushton carried the scars of some of the most notorious battles.
This knife on my belt, we were all issued with that. It was called a killing knife. And some of them wore them on their thigh.
A paratrooper in Normandy, he was wounded on the eve of D-Day. Later, he fought in the Battle of the Bulge. And then he dropped in behind enemy lines in the invasion of Germany, where he took a bullet to the leg.
He was an amazing soldier. Not many men are made of that type of material, you may say. And yeah, he was a soldier for sure.
Years after that war, he left the keys to the country store he ran in Picton County, Nova Scotia, to his mother. Rushton had signed up again, this time to fight in the Korean War.
They often thought of him as a father figure. When my father was leading them into the battle, they were quite comfortable with him. The men truly trusted him, and they felt at ease. Even the Korean people that were there, little boys that were being attacked and murdered, he took them under their wing.
And still, on his return from the Korean War, he didn't give up the fight, this time pushing Ottawa for proper recognition of Korean War vets.
It took 45 years to even get a service pin to recognize the fact that we served in Korea.
Along the way, he inspired his own son to enlist, and as fate would have it, serve in the same battalion his father did years earlier.
They came up to me and said, "Rushton, 2 PPCLI." And immediately I got on the phone that evening. I told him, I said, "You'll never guess what. I'm going to your battalion."
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Big deal for you.
It was, yeah.
Roy Rushton died earlier this spring at the age of 100, but not before making a full recovery from a broken back and a hip late in life, a fighter to the end. His family has his medals to prove Roy Rushton was a hero. His cremated ashes are never far from his wife's side.
That would hurt.
And now there's that tiny piece of steel that pained Rushton for 74 years. A piece of German shrapnel from Normandy, it turns out, that has come to symbolize so much more.
Bravery, mainly bravery.
What's it mean to have that piece of metal now?
Everything.
Why?
Because it's from Roy.
A husband, father, soldier, whose life of adventure they'll never forget. Tom Murphy, CBC News, Westville, Nova Scotia.